Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I am very excited to see you guys here again. Today we are making tomato soup from scratch from the veggies that I grew here, especially my tomatoes. I grew 85 pounds of tomatoes and I'm gonna make soup for the year for the family. So guys, stay tuned. We're about to get to work. So friends, I got a couple of pots here. The wind is blowing, so I do apologize for that. It's gonna look kind of crazy. All right, this is my bin o tomato. I have these tomatoes that I have frozen, and you can see there's all this water in there. That's the water from the tomatoes, that extra water that you have to boil out when your tomatoes are fresh. Well, by freezing them, what you're doing is crystallizing the water in the tomato. Now, when you defrost it, the tomato stays whole, but that water that has crystallized separates from it. That's why you get a mushy tomato once it's been defrosted. So I can at least reduce the amount of simmering that I'm gonna have to do to reduce the tomato down by at least half, which is amazing, because if you guys watched my last tomato sauce video, I was boiling for like 4 days. So I took the chance, since these tomatoes take a while to grow, just putting them into freezer bags and throwing out the water. Now all I'm gonna do here is pour this out into my handy dandy strainer. And I have the tomatoes, the water is separating. I can take these now and pop them into my blender right here. I love my Ninja blender. And there's a lot less water in these tomatoes than if I were to just process them fresh. So I'm just gonna take these guys out, make sure I get all the water out of it, and then pop them in to my blender. Oh no, I lost a tomato. Okay. Alrighty. So now we're just gonna strain all that yummy tomato juice. So we end up with a beautiful creamy tomato soup. No seeds, no skins. Oh yeah. I got PTSD from the tomato sauce. All right, friends, so I've got the tomato sauce, tomato puree in the pot. It has all been processed and strained except for these little guys here. They're coming in next. I've got my portable burner here, and I'm gonna be adding a little bit of olive oil to the bottom of this pan. I'm working against the wind. It is super windy today. Now, this is one of those I thank my previous self moments, because I have these bags of frozen chopped bell pepper and frozen chopped onion that I put the work into earlier, and now I don't have to do all of this work. Look at that. Done. Isn't that amazing? A pot of bell peppers chopped. So friends, I've got all of the onions and peppers in this pot, and I'm trying to fight this wind to get it to kind of defrost a little bit and simmer just slightly. Then I'm placing all of it into my blender, and I'm making it smooth and adding it to the pot for the tomato sauce. Now I've already added about 1/4 cup of salt, 1/4 cup of black pepper, and 1/4 cup of Italian seasoning. This is going to be one of those where we're tasting as we go to make sure that the salt levels are just right and adjusting our seasonings to our taste, like you should be doing with any food that you make. Seasonings are subjective and it's all about what you enjoy and how you like it. Some people like it a little saltier, some don't. So you should be making your food to the... Yeah. Yeah. Words are hard. All right. So friends, I've got the onions and the peppers kind of defrosting. I want them to simmer, but this wind that we have today is just working seriously against me. So I am adding it little by little, kind of getting them to defrost. And then I am placing them into my blender so that I can make it nice and smooth and add it to the tomato sauce. Now to the tomato sauce, soup, juice, puree. We're gonna go with puree. To this, I've already added 1/4 cup of salt, 1/4 cup of black pepper, and 1/4 cup of Italian seasoning blend. Now, flavors are super subjective, right? If you like things that are a little saltier, add more salt. If you like a little less salt, add a little less salt. Same with the pepper, same with everything else. When it comes to your seasonings, do what you like best. I love following recipes, but when it comes to the seasonings, taste as you go so you know if it's perfect for you or not. And you can make those decisions with your food. Very important. Now, this is just gonna take a bit of simmering and a bit of patience. Once I get these guys out of here, the next thing I'm gonna put in is butternut squash. And that's my secret ingredient for my tomato soup. Don't tell anybody though. That's our secret. All right. So this is never gonna boil, but hopefully it will. Feeling like it's not, but it will. So friends, the next ingredient that we're working with is 4 butternut squash. Now this is a really large, really? All right, I understand. All right. So this is a very large recipe, which is why I'm doing 4 whole butternut squash. In the past, I haven't done that much. I've done much less. But I think I did 2 last go around. But this is a much bigger batch, thankfully. So we're getting this in here so that it simmers and steams away until they're nice and tender. And then I can puree them so we end up with a nice, creamy, let me see. Is it gonna do it? Is it gonna do it? Yeah, it is. That's what I'm talking about. That's too much for the pot. I don't care. It'll do it. Okay. Beautiful. So what we need is a nice creamy texture. So I'm gonna add the steamed butternut squash to the blender, puree that as well, and pop it into the soup, which is simmering away beautifully with our onions and our bell pepper and our seasonings. Now, one other thing that I'm gonna add to it is garlic, and I'm gonna do that in the form of garlic pucks that I always save. Give me a second, I'm gonna come right back, I'll show you what I mean. So I buy the large bags of already peeled garlic from the grocery store. You can peel your own garlic. If you can grow your own garlic, great. But South Florida is not a garlic growing zone. It can't happen here. And some people in North Florida have tried hardneck and it works out for them, but I'm not about to start doing it. So I'm gonna take 6 of these pucks. Each one is about a tablespoon. And I'm just gonna toss it right into the sauce. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're gonna let that simmer away as well in there. Give really good, rich flavor. Okay, so we have simmered the butternut. And now I am adding it to the blender. Okay, it is in the blender. And now we are gonna do like we have done with the rest and whirl it up. Ooh, isn't she pretty? Look at that, beautiful. We'll add it to the bowl. I'm trying to be safe. Safety. About to grab them butternut squash with my hands. All right, friends, so that is 4 butternut squashes simmered and pureed. Okay, that is a lot in there, and I'm gonna add that to our sauce now, safely. Ah. Oh my God. It's okay. Safely. Now that butternut squash is gonna add a really nice creamy texture to the soup. So it's not just like tomato and that's it. It's gonna add the sweetness, because if you notice, I didn't add any sugar to the sauce whatsoever. So that's where our sweetness and our creaminess is gonna come from. Okay, friends, so we have finished for today. The soup has simmered. It is beautiful. And tomorrow I'm going to be canning it because it's late in the afternoon today. So tomorrow I'm going to be canning it and I'm going to bring you guys along. So for right now, we've got some rain coming in. So we're calling it. I hope you have a great night. I'll catch you in the morning. Good morning, friends. How are you doing? It is the next day. I'm filling my pressure canner. Oh, I'm short. Be right back. We're going to be working on the first batch of tomato soup jars. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to be processing these for 75 minutes. I've got my quart jars going in. Oh dear, okay. I have moments. Okay. All right. In, locked. Well, no, I'm not supposed to lock it yet. I'm just supposed to be inserting jars. Okay, so now they're gonna be warming up. Canning, yeah. All right, friends, so we are at the end of day 3 of canning our tomato soup. Finally finished. This is the last batch and we are done. We may remove the regulator, crack this guy open. And these are the last 3 jars of tomato soup. I'm so excited. It has been a labor of love, just like with the tomato sauce. But my tomato work is officially done for this year. We are taken care of. Everything is good to go. Tomatoes are done in their sauce. Tomato sauce. Yeah, all the tomato sauce for the year is done. All the carrots for the year are done. All of the tomato soup is done. I mean, above and beyond. It's been a month and a half where all of our free time has been dedicated to this, but it's been supremely worth it. Because the days that we don't really want to put in a ton of effort into dinner, it's just a matter of cracking open one of these jars and making like a grilled cheese or a ham and cheese sandwich, something to that effect, and that's dinner or lunch, whatever the case may be. And it's a huge weight lifted off of my shoulders. Some days I'm out with relatives until like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, and I know that there's a simple warm dinner that's nutritious, homegrown, waiting for me, and I didn't have to put in a ton of effort. So it's great. I couldn't ask for more. So friends, let's do a quick tally of all of the jars that I got. I ended up with 3 half gallons of the tomato soup, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 22 quarts of tomato soup. I mean, that's pretty good. And you're probably wondering why I used the half gallons. Well, sometimes we have friends that come over and you have to make something really quick. It's a quick lunch, it's a quick snacky thing with a little bit of dippy stuff, and it's delicious and everybody loves it. Like, I haven't come across somebody that doesn't love tomato soup and grilled cheese. So, or tomato soup and a sandwich or something to that effect. So we made the conscious effort of saying other people will like this soup too. So can't complain. I'm really happy with it. And then to know that this is something that I made happen from start to finish, literally from planting the trees in the ground, from scratch, myself. I couldn't ask for more. And if you haven't seen that video and you want to check it out, I'm going to link that down here or over here. I'm not sure which side, but it's going to be on either side. Feel free to click it. And if you haven't subscribed, by all means, please consider subscribing. I appreciate you being here and sharing your time with me. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. If you've been here, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you guys. Take care of yourselves and each other. I'll catch you guys on the next one.